So, I don't know. If you know me, you know I'm not professional. You know I don't have scripts. You know I don't script anything. I just kind of jump in and talk about something a bit disappointing today for me. Two Worlds 2. Let's get to the actual page first. Two Worlds 2. Now, Two Worlds 2 is a game that came out in February of 2011. I personally loved it at the time, even though it is a game that has many a problem. It's a game that's really... It's hard to explain. It's a game, if you can look past all of its flaws, you can find a really deep game here. Obviously, a lot of people can't. But 60%, let's say that's a 6 out of 10, that's a fair score. I would say, yeah, if review scores mattered, I would say 6 out of 10, yeah, because the game is really buggy. It is really amateur in places, but there's clearly a lot of love here. So, it was announced that they are actually making more DLC for this game. More DLC for this game. A game that came out in 2011. And it's called Call of... I don't know how to pronounce it. Call of Tenebrae. And it's got a mostly negative. Now, I can't buy this because I don't own the Steam version. I own the GOG version, and they haven't got the DLC on the GOG version yet. So that's a bit of an issue, but from what we can see here, it's a bit of a shit show. Now, apparently, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to use Jim Sterling's video. Hopefully, he doesn't mind. He won't mind. He won't mind. It's for critical analysis. Apparently, there are now microtransactions in Two Worlds 2. I haven't even looked at this video yet. I'm going to click it for the first time and see what the fuck this is about, because I'm fucking angry. I've not had a good day today. So this, on top of it, is bad. Right, let's have a look.
Alright everybody, this is Jim Sterling.
I've just realised I haven't got the right audio on. Hang on. There we go. Now you can hear it. We've got to reset it. No? Hang on a minute. I told you I'm not professional.
Here
there we go.
Don't worry, this isn't a Jim Impressions video or anything. I'm not doing a first impressions of Two Worlds 2. The oldest game in America. It's not the oldest game in America. I don't know why I felt like I had to clarify that. No, we're here for a reason. This isn't a gameplay video. We're here to talk about the marketplace. Because I don't know if you've heard this at all, but Two Worlds 2, a very old game. I mean, a very old game. I reviewed this at Destructoid, which is, it might as well be prehistoric. Has a marketplace option which appeared new and fresh, and when I go on it, it's a fucking mess, apparently. I wasn't expecting that. The news is supposed to be that microtransactions are in Two Worlds 2 now. I've seen the screenshots because obviously people emailed me about this, and so I went and checked it out and saw screenshots, which I guess I'm going to show you now. If you look at these, that's what the store should actually look like. And it's amazing. I mean, the story should be that it's quite galling and holy shit, and wow, Topware actually did it. But I'm now dealing with this double issue of everything in my marketplace just says consumable item 000 and then a number, or 0000 and then a number. We can see pictures of them. I guess we try and click on... No? Okay. Is this a one marketplace purchase? Wow. Anyway, let's ignore that for a moment and get to the real story. Holy shit! Like, what in the name of Billy Crystal's fuck truck did Topware think it was doing? Why? These are microtransactions, little tiny shitty little bits of scrap that they're selling. And I don't know why. I'm very confused as to why. Seriously, after so many years, why in the summer of this year have they decided to put Holy crap. Okay, since the game itself can't help me, piece of shit that it is, let's look at the screenshots that have been procured and put on the internet for us all to look at. The Last of Steve put these up, so thank you, The Last of Steve. Let's have a look. So, here is the first set, Warrior Skill Books, Mage Skill Books. So these are skill books. What's that? It allows you to unlock all the unique warrior skills to make your hero develop more quickly. So, basically cheats. You're paying for cheats. I remember when EA used to do that for some of its skating games and stuff like that. And Namco Bandai does that with the Tales games. They normally do that at launch, week after launch, like when the game's relevant. This is... Maybe they saw what happened with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 Remastered and thought, well, if they can put microtransactions retroactively into a game, we can too. But let's not even bother fucking remastering the fucking thing. They're all in the price range of like $1.99, 99 cents, all that kind of stuff. These are, we got damage crystals, we've got material packs, color packs. We look at this poison damage crystal here. There are many creatures that is terrible font. There are many creatures susceptible to poison, and if you're going a few rounds with one or more of them, this pack will prove invaluable. Has a poison damage crystal of the 5th level. You can add it to your weapon. So you just buy damage crystals for elemental damage on weapons. I mean, it's better than playing the game, I guess. If you love games but hate playing them, these are the sorts of games you want to play. Ones with microtransactions that let you circumvent all that annoying playing of the video game that you purchased. And then we got a bunch of effect cards here that you can buy for basically 50 cents a pop. 49 cents. So that's all good. Air effect cards, earth effect cards. Who gives a flying fuck? Oh, and funnily enough, while I've been recording this, a developer response has been found. Or at least it's just been emailed to me. They actually responded almost 24 hours ago. So it's a good job I caught this, or it's a good job that Stephen emailed this to me. Thank you, Stephen. Let's have a look at this. So the new option came in. People wondered why. And the developer just said, well, it was on the Xbox version, so why not? Why not? I kind of like that. As a response, it's better than the usual, oh, well, we want to give people options, or that one they did on Dead Space 3 that time, when it was like, well, people expect them on mobile games, so I'll expect them in Dead Space 3, fucking idiots. But this was we put it on consoles and people didn't get mad at us, so we thought we'd push our luck here. Well, I don't think it's going to work out too well. It's still very confusing. It's still very weird to retroactively shoehorn a microtransaction marketplace into a game this old, without herald, without warning. It's bizarre. But, I mean, it's a very Topware move, because it's weird. It doesn't make a lot of business sense. It's shady. I mean, that sounds like Topware to me. Ran a story on Topware that gained some traction a fair few years ago about their shady business practices. There are a lot of allegations flying around about unprofessional, frankly unethical behaviour on that company's part. By all accounts, Topware Interactive has a reputation for being a bag of duplicitous dildos. That's just the reputation flying around, that's just reported speech. You hear it on show floors when you go to trade shows. That exact phrase. Sorry. Seriously though, they are fucking shady and they produce really quite bad games. I think we all remember Raven's Cry, that piece of genius. Two Worlds 2 was actually a fairly decent game. By Topware standards, it was a pretty great game. It was clunky, it was janky, it still is clunky and janky, obviously, but it had some heart to it, unlike the first Two Worlds. It had some moxie, some panache, and as far as scrappy, go-get-'em Western RPGs go, it was actually a pretty great experience. I had a lot of fun with it back in the day. The introduction of a microtransaction marketplace does not in any way tempt me to want to go back and play it, ever, except to get some B-roll for this. Maybe they just thought that all publicity is good publicity. I mean, let's be fair. I'm talking about Two Worlds 2, which is something I never expected I'd do again, ever. I can't even think of the last time I thought about Two Worlds 2. I think it was when the first expansion came out, and I got a review code, and I gave it a go, and I was like, I don't even review expansions at the best of times, let alone Two Worlds 2, which, while I enjoyed the main campaign quite a bit, I've got better things to do now than play this again. And in general, everybody has better things to do than think about Two Worlds 2. We're talking about Two Worlds 2! This is actively ridiculous. This is truly, truly out there in terms of, I mean, every time I think that the game industry can't surprise me, every time I think I've seen it all, that I am so jaded, so cynical, that the bottom of the barrel has truly been scraped. Like, we're seeing the floor underneath the wood. That's how much we've scraped this barrel. And then it turns out there's another barrel under the barrel, and it's full of weevils and centipedes. The weevils and centipedes in this case being a part of the metaphor, representing bad business practices and a shitty behaviour on the part of publishers and other entities within the game industry. As weevils and centipedes are generally considered quite gross. And also, they're the kind of creature you'd expect to see in an old damp barrel, if that makes sense. I feel like I'm making sense. If it sounded like I've just been speaking bollocks for the past minute or so, right, think again about the fact that Two Worlds 2, as of now, this week, put in microtransactions, okay? Think about that again, then re-listen to what I just said about weevils and centipedes and damp barrels, and I think you'll find I've started to make a ton more sense. At this point, I could nail my dick to a table, call myself Tubby Thomas Table Dick, and perform at fucking weddings. And it would still make more sense. There would still be a more logical path to follow from conception to execution than what has happened here with Two Worlds 2. And that's not hyperbole, that's hyperbole. That sign-off made no fucking sense. Microtransactions are in Two Worlds 2.
We gave you a chance. We backed you. We respected you for what you did with Two Worlds 2 to Two Worlds 1. And you go and take all that respect and throw it a fucking way. I'm just angry. I'm sad, upset. Why? I don't know why I expected it. I thought this was going to be like, yeah, they're finally giving fans an upgraded engine, more DLC for a good, like an expansion, proper expansion for a good price. But no. And people talking about it. Apparently, they can't spot a single visual difference or enhancement, even if I had a microscope. That guy says. This guy says he went to play the main campaign, and just as I was about to get teleported to the savannah, it said demo period is now over. Please enter CD key. Apparently they removed the console version, so you can't, not the console version, the console, so you can't do cheats. You know, like in Skyrim, you can open up the console and make yourself God mode, or you can spawn a load of things. They took that out the game so they could put their own fucking microtransactions into the game. I just wanted to talk about that quickly. Just show you it. It's not like Jim Sterling needs any, you know, exposure or anything. Jim Sterling does not need the exposure. He is pretty well known, I would say. He's one of the only people I'm subscribed to, because I value his opinion. And I believe him to be honest, and you know, and you just gotta go with your guts with stuff like that. I'm just sad because, you know, it was such an awesome thing to see them come back from such a shit, you know, because 2 Odds 1 was shit. It got beaten to death. It was like, this is the worst RPG of the decade on the Xbox, you know. And then they came back and made 2 Odds 2, which was still clunky and broken in many ways, but they improved in so many ways and actually made a good game. It was really fun. You could really get into it deep. And then they pull this shit just to throw it away, just to throw all their work away. I'm just upset and angry, really. I don't really know what to say. I kind of let Jim Sterling use his voice to express my opinions. So yeah, that's that. I'm kind of upset now. That's kind of spoiled my mood. Spoiled my mood. Oh well, oh well, oh well. Oh well.